Hello and welcome to Cafe Carrilero. Yes, we've had a little bit of an upgrade since you were last here. And to mark that, it is time for a two for the price of one season update. Is this just because you forgot to do a season update? Missed a whole season? In fact, two seasons? No, it is not! It is not. It is because it's a wonderful deal here at Cafe Carrilero. When we last met, we were at Fisher FC and we were trying to win ourselves some fish and chips for the menu. But it didn't quite turn out how I thought. It turns out that actually these tier 10 databases, which I last played in FM19, I think, not as easy as not as easy as they used to be. You can't just grab Admiral Whiskey and then win everything. So we had a bit of a hard time, but we stayed for another season because, we had to do the first club justice. And I'm going to show you now what happened at the end of season 2. It's this. Look at this. It's wonderful. Fisher FC comfortably walked the league with 88 points. There were a few moments, there were a few wobbles. As you can see, our league position initially at the top, then a bit of a wobble, and then pretty comfortably top for the rest of it. But not only did we win the league relatively comfortably, we also went all the way down here. Look, you see put some cheeky friendlies in there because we also had the Southern Counties East League Cup final, and that is a bit of a mouthful. And we won that 2-1 against Phoenix Sports, possibly because there was a whole month between those two games, and we decided to put some friendlies in, and maybe Phoenix Sports didn't. But you can see that run at the end of the season, absolutely fan-dabby-dozy, and this was the team that we ended with. Oh, the green lines, they are everywhere. So you may recognise some of these. Steele, or Steely, I believe it's Steele, Luke Steele, formerly a goalkeeper for all of these clubs. A bit of a star striker up there with Lambas Bread. What a legend he is. The wonderful Lambas Bread.
Lambas.
There you go, Lambas. And Murphy, Mustard Man, Tweed, Lime Bar, McDonald, Lynn, Perry, Cookie. And it was a lovely time. And we had a lovely time. We brought glory to the club. And not only did we get to add fish and chip to the menu, we also got to add large fish and chips to the menu because that was 2 trophies at Fisher FC. We felt like we'd done them justice, and so we turned our eyes to the job market. And there were, at the time, a whole raft of jobs out there that were kind of tempting. The Nigerian under-23s, apparently, which we couldn't apply for. But there were lots... There were lots of jobs out there, but as I have already alluded to, we've kind of already done this. This is in the past. This is way in the past. Because in the end... whoosh, we decided to take a team that were 2 tiers above. Only they weren't 2 tiers above because they'd just been relegated, which actually meant that we were starting the season with a club at the same tier that Fisher were in. Fisher went up, we went down, and that team was this way, Boas and Pitsy. Why Boas and Pitsy, you may ask, is because they have the Len Salmon Stadium. So Cafe Carrilero, bit of a fish restaurant, because we're trying to get some smoked salmon on. Shall we show you how it went? Shall we have a look? Shall we have a look at Boas and Pitsy? Shall we see how Boas and Pitsy went? All right then, well, let's go have a look. Whoosh! Boas and Pitsy, top of the league, also with 88 points. I have only just actually noticed that. That's quite remarkable. What a record to have. Yes, we stormed the league. We were supposed to storm the league. And there was a moment of panic. And you can see here, we dropped into second, from being first for so long. A little bit scary. So started the season well, as you might expect. Bit of a wobble, bit more of a wobble, but then comfortable at the end. So smoked salmon is now on the menu. Let me show you the menu. Here's the Cafe Carrilero menu. It's very classily up here on a chalkboard. It's got all kinds of wonderful things on there, and it has two lovely meals. Which are a starter of smoked salmon and then fish and chips. Bit of a strange combination, but we're well on the way to having a lovely restaurant. I guess Cafe Carrilero is less of a chippy now and more of one of those slightly fancy cafe stroke pub things where they do fish and chips on the menu and it's actually quite good, but it's more of a, like it's on a plate. Have you smoked salmon? Have you fish and chips? And we obviously a whole raft of specials on the specials board. Our goalkeeper was called Crisp. He was good. Then he wasn't good. We got rid of him. The whale travelled with us. This is definitely not our first team. What's going on here? Can we get in? Can we get in the first team? There you go. That's sort of more of the first team. Zyman, Forbes, Spencer, Quesadilla. Look at this lad. Quesadilla. Doing the wonders. Doing the wonders. And then Peters and Oatcake, Crisps, Cousins, not. Good players. Dwayne Champagne. He was a bit of a legend. And Lambas Bread was also pretty good. And we had this kid called Fountain that for some reason played really well, and my coaches really liked him. But I mean, you tell me, I don't see why he's any good. There's not a lot going on for him here. But yeah, pretty routine in the end. Won the league. Got Bowers and Pitsy back up where they needed to be in tier 7, and we turned our eye, not for the first time in this save, to the jobs market, because we were thinking we need a step up. And I was thinking I'd quite like to get Vanarama National South, maybe National North, get a bit more into the playable databases, and then we can get rid of some of these lower leagues, which is super fun. And I just want to say shout out to Bowes and Pitsy and Fisher FC on Twitter. Fantastic Twitters. Love these clubs. It's the thing about these kinds of saves. You then keep an eye on these clubs and you want them to do well. But yeah, do drop them a follow. Very cool people. Anyway, regardless of that, we just wanted to kind of get out of them lower leagues, speed the game up a little bit, because running all these simultaneous leagues, there's lots of parallel leagues in the lower leagues, really slows the computer down. So I was thinking Panorama South, Panorama North, not really sure, maybe one of those. And then we saw that there were a few jobs available, and we saw throw a hat in the ring, maybe. Why not apply for the Everton job or something like that? Obviously, we didn't get the Everton job, we didn't get the Hamburg job. But we did get a job that might be a little bit out of our league. Let me show you club number 3. Yeah, I don't know how this happened. We're at Oxford. We're at League 1 Oxford. So that's a jump of 5 tiers. Let me just show you the managerial profile. We're not very good. I mean, we've got pretty good level of discipline. We're not very good. As you can see, we sign younger players for the first team. We also sign young players for the first team, and we sign young players for the first team. We sign young players for the future, and we sign young players for the future, and we sign young players for the future. So maybe the fact that Oxford United were in need of a little bit of a rebuild, and the board wanted us to sign young players for the future, might have played a little bit into why we got this job. But yeah, way out of our league. We don't even have a Continental A licence, and we're apparently managing in League 1. I don't know if that's even legal. I suppose it is. This is the club vision. The managerial support, average at best. They are incredibly sceptical. They have told me so. I don't blame them. They're all professional footballers. I haven't really played football before. I'm not really very good. The other problem is, as you can see from this dynamics hierarchy screen, we don't have any players. Like, that's it. That's the squad. That's a lot of trials. If we remove the trials, that's what we got. If we remove, yeah, and don't. There's no one in the under 21s who's any good, so don't get too excited about that. So yeah, little bit of a challenge with Oxford United. Not gonna lie. If you're wondering why we're at Oxford United, well, let me refer you to the menu. Yes, oxtail soup, and also if we do particularly well with Oxford United, we may be putting some beef burgers on the menu, because look at that cow. That's their old logo. New logo. Yeah, it's very edible. I'm a vegetarian, but this restaurant currently doesn't cater for me. I think we can get some beef burgers on the menu. Or other suggestions, put them down in the chat. Oxtail soup is objective number 1, but let's see. Now, in terms of objectives, it's not going to be as easy as we thought. Obviously, with Fisher FC, we were in the top league that was competing for their cup, in their League Cup, so we knew we weren't going to win the FA Cup, the FA Trophy, but we knew we had a good chance of winning the League Cup, and we did. We obviously had a good chance of winning the league, and we did. And the same with Bowes and Pitsy. We had just been relegated, so we knew that our chances of going straight back up were good, which is why we took that job. Oxford, slightly different flavour. If we kind of go to the league table and look at last year, Oxford finished 12th. I guess we might have a good chance of winning the Papa Johns, seeing as League 1 and 2 teams compete in that. Are we going to win the league? I don't think so. We're going to win the FA Cup? Almost certainly not. So it's going to be a weird old season. It might be that we have to spend more than one season at Oxford United. It might be 2 or 3 seasons, I don't know. Or maybe we will build a squad for the ages. This was the season prediction when I moved into the club, 9th. But I don't know if you can tell, there's just a couple of things that I'm maybe hinting at here. Let's have a quick talk because I've already started the season. I'm actually in the deadline window's passed and everything, so I can actually give you a little bit of a taster of what these streams are looking like at the moment, because I can show you the start of the season, and I will in 1, 2, 3. No, I won't, because let's check on Fisher FC first. So we abandoned Fisher FC and left them to swim on their own accord, and when we checked on them on stream, they were rock bottom of the league in a very, very bad way. However, they did pretty good. They were only 2 points away from coming second, only 3 points, 1 win away from getting promoted out of the league. So maybe we could have stayed with Fisher. Maybe we could have added just lots of different variants of fish and chips to the menu, and we didn't need to jump ship after all. But anyway, Fisher FC actually had a fantastic season. They've got themselves established in the 8th tier and nearly made it to the 9th tier. Unfortunately, fell at the playoff hurdles. But they're in safe hands, and we're just going to wave goodbye to Fisher, because both Boas and Pitsy and Fisher are going to be obliterated in the unfortunate deleting of the lower leagues that is necessary to move the save on now that we're 5 tiers higher than them both. So let's wave goodbye to them, and let's load up this particular save here. Swoosh, in it comes. Shall I show you where we are with Oxford United? What we've done with Oxford United? Yeah, we're 15th. However, I would like to point out, if we go to the media prediction, 3rd. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we actually have a squad. The squad I showed you, some of them are here. Sal's still here, which you're very excited about. Anyone who watched the Wimbledon beta, the 1 season with Wimbledon, will know that Sal was a pretty important player to Wimbledon in real life. Oxford bought him in this particular version of the game, been a pretty key player for them. He played like the absolute clappers when someone was trying to sign him. I think it was Cardiff were desperate to sign him. We wouldn't sell him. Played amazing. Cardiff lost interest. He's been crap ever since. So he's a funny boy. 3 across the middle. Webster, Cameron Crisp, Oakley Booth, Brown Sorth, Hesgill. He's on loan. So yeah, we've sold a lot of players, brought in a lot of players, a lot of free transfers, a lot of loan players. Let me show you the transfer history, because some of you will know these players, I imagine. We're now reaching the point where you're probably going to know some of these players. So we signed this guy from Peterborough United. Lots of free transfers. Webster, Plange, Oakley Booth, Anderson, Speedy Boy. His actual name is Tyler McGlaw. He's got 20 acceleration and 20 pace. He's a right back. He's not amazing, but we had no right backs at one point, so we brought him in. Very excited to see if we could do something fun with him. I've also got lots of youth players. This guy, Thomas Galvez, apparently turns into a monster on some people's saves. Other loans we've brought in is Boxham. A little bit disappointed he's not. 5-star potential. Translating a bit more into that current ability. 2-star current ability. 4-star. I mean, you never know with these players. I like to bring a few of them in because sometimes they start pushing towards that potential early. You bring them in there 2.5, 3-star. 3-star with 5-star potential. You can see a sort of 4-star by the end of the season kind of player. But yeah, a bit raw, but we just needed to pad the squad out. This guy, this guy I'm a big fan of. And it turned out, which I didn't realise, he was here last year. So, yeah. I don't know why he's generated in. I think he's a real person. Is he a real person? I don't know. He's a beast, though. Other people in here. This guy, Emery Tesgel, I've already said. Target forward. We like a target forward. It's in Gansh. Apparently, people are quite excited by him. Toy Low. But yeah, this is the formation we're playing. It's kind of formation we've settled on in all of the clubs we've been at. A sort of midfield 3 or 2 with a DM, going quite narrow. I like a bit of narrow, quite physical target forwards, pressing forwards, advanced forwards, all in there. Box to boxes, wing backs. It just seems to work. Arguably, it's not working because we're a little bit wobbly, but to be honest, I think that's part of the team bedding in. And if you look here, actually, we lost our first couple of games and kind of went on a bit of a winning run. We lost one. Playoffs is what the board want. I think playoffs is achievable. Obviously, we are on 6 points, but get a win and we're right up there. Maybe a cheeky run for promotion, but it could go one of 2 ways, really. We could either bed this team in and be fantastic, or we could get sacked. We are kind of okay for managerial support right now. There's no one against us, but they're a bit sceptical. And yeah, either we will be celebrating a triumph on stream as we continue to climb the pyramid and add more and more things to the menu. Yeah, there it is again. Or we will be sacked and looking for a new job. But, I feel like we'll find something, won't we? If we look at the profile, 1.5 star. I think we're right. I think we'll be alright. But that's it. That's your season update. I promised I'd do updates. I haven't done a very good job with it, but here they are. Come and join us on Twitch. We stream every Sunday at 8-ish, and also usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it varies. But pretty much every Tuesday and Sunday we are there, and we have a lovely time. So yeah, come and join us. Come on round to Cafe Carrilero. Buy one get one free on all of our food. Don't know why we've gone a bit Yorkshire there. Probably because I should say that 25th of February, is that right? Is that Saturday? Saturday 25th of February, I am going to York City with a number of other Football Manager creators, including Tommy Jameson, and I think Gavin Brash, maybe Henry FM, maybe some other people. I don't know, Trek, Stinger, I don't know, Yorkshire people. So if anyone wants to go to see a York game, I think they're playing Yeovil, I'll see you then, or I'll see you on stream, or I'll see you in the comments section, or I won't see you at all. Although at this point, you've got very far in the video, if that's it. If this is the last video you ever watch of mine, I mean, bye then, I guess. All right, bye to everyone. Have a lovely evening, have a lovely day, have a good morning. I'll see you soon. Peace.